Welcome to Toffee TV. Everton have bought a striker, and that striker is Neal Maupay from Brighton. It's the news we've all been waiting for, Baz.
He wanted a striker. Yeah. You can't moan when you go
I'm not moaning. I am not moaning. I'm sitting here and I'm quite relaxed about the situation.
Undisclosed fee. Yeah. Bought him in, Premier proven striker. That's what the manager wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And they've gone and got him. And he won't be I don't think he'll be the last attacker they bring in. But they've gone and signed him, and he's got experience of playing in the Premier League, as we've said, so hard worker. I think Evertonians will like him because he's got that little bit of snide about him. He likes celebrating in front of opposition fans and shushing people and gets in the face of opposition players, winds people up. Seen a couple of things of likening him to the likes of Stephen Naismith and that kind of character, and we want more snides in the side, don't we? And he'll bring a bit of snidishness. It's not a word, but I've just said it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a word now, trademarked. Listen,
it's still on me.
He's as you said, been around the Premier League for a few years. His goal return isn't amazing. No. Straight off the bat, it's not amazing, but he is a bit of a dog. Sort of McGullison turning the new year, and I just thought his general play on that day impressed me. He has got like a bit of a horribleness about him, and I think I don't think there's anyone out there in this market with the money we've got that we can really go out and pick up. So where we are right now means we have to buy these kind of players, this kind of level, and give the team something that it hasn't got right now, which is a forward. It's a forward, isn't it? And sometimes, it's hard to sit here being... I'm not wild, of course I'm not wild by it, but... And it's hard to sit here and go through all kinds of positives. But as a squad player, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin coming back, I think, in the meantime, he can do a job. And even when Dom comes back, he can do a job in the side. Because he has got a little bit more about him. I think he's a clever player in terms of understanding, winning fouls, that kind of thing, winding people up. All part of the thing that makes a decent striker. It's just he would need to convert more chances, and that's the bottom line. Hopefully he comes into the side and he helps create more chances and takes one or two for himself. Gives us a focal point, gives us someone to play off, gives us some shape, chasing and harrying and pressing from the front, those kind of things. As I said, I'm not wild, I'm not bowled over by it. I do think it's not... I don't look at it and go, he's an absolutely terrible player. I think he's a player that can add something, but I don't think it takes us to the next level or anything. But it's what this squad needs right now.
It needs attacking options, and he's an attacker, obviously. I think he's obviously only 5'8", so focal point might not be the right thing but he knows how to play the role and will. He works incredibly hard up there, and he's the type of player that when Dom is fit he can play off the left. It reminds me, not at the same level, but he is a little bit like Richarlison in that fact of he will work really hard for the team up there, and maybe that's a way to have him in the side with Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well, so you're getting his goals. I think someone put up his goals in the last 3 seasons. I'd have him third top scorer at Everton or something behind Dom and Richarlison, something like that. So if he's adding 8 to 10 goals, we've lost a player like them. We've lost Sigurdsson, who got that, and obviously James had got a few, and Richie's gone now. So you'd have got to put some goals back in the side. You're right, we were never going to, with the money we've got, and just the way the whole club is right now, we were never going to be able to go out and buy a 25 goal a season striker. It wasn't happening. We didn't have the money to say go and get Alexander Isaac the way Newcastle have done. If Everton would have had the Anthony Gordon money weeks ago, if he'd have been sold, maybe they could have gone and tried to put a deal like that together, but we're simply not there. with the money, so you have to look around what's available. Yes, they could have taken a chance. I wish they would. Sometimes taking a chance on someone like Mathew or players like that, who are a little bit of a gamble. You have to accept that. But it's been well documented. The manager wants someone who's played in the Premier League, because I think right now he probably wants someone who can hit the ground running. Now, I like I said before, I think Everton will certainly bring in more than Maupay. He's what they're looking. Bro's the one. Bro is the one he wants, and I think they're very much still at the table for him. And maybe if it becomes clear that it's not going to happen, then maybe they'll go for Brighton Diaz on the last day or whatever for a 12 million or something, and take a little bit of a risk with him. But I think Bro is the one he wanted. But if you bring in Maupay and you've got Dom, and you do get a Broya, and you've also got Damari Gray up there, then you have got some options. Certainly more than we've got now. Anthony Gordon might end up staying as well, so you don't know. But just right now, Maupay makes sense, I guess, where we are. But we can't sit here and say he's a prolific goal scorer, because he's not.
No, he's another squad player in a squad full of squad players, essentially.
Well, you've got to, when you're building something, you've got to. I don't believe any team starts building and buys a player and go, he's taking them to the next level. Because I'd look at Brentford and go, who's taking them to the next level? Yet everyone accepts that they're like not a bad side. Crystal Palace, who they bought, where you go, he's going to the next level. You bought players who all fit in. Crystal Palace is slightly different because they're buying younger players, but I don't think you always buy players who you go that he'll take them to the next level. We're not at. I don't think anyone can sit and say whatever level we're at the moment, because we're in the process of trying to turn the the background stuff on the right level. Kevin Thelwell's got people in, they're trying to get that going. Frank Lampard's been in the job, 5 minutes, so to speak, and they're trying to turn the squad round. And the competing with FFP or P and profit and sustainability rules. So they are trying to get something to him while building the stadium. So it's about trying to get the levels up, absolutely. But Onana, you could argue, is a player who could take Everton onto another level, given his profile. There was a lot of excitement about him, just because he's been involved in a couple of games and he hasn't been amazing yet. The interest drops. So yeah, it's not as good as what I thought. Got to let people settle in as well, and we do after that look around and go, what can we put in this squad? But I understand people looking, going, well, he's not going to get us 20 goals. No, I know, but strikers who get you 20 goals don't cost 15 million or whatever it is. They cost upwards of 60, 70. We haven't got that money.
Yeah, listen, and I understand why they've done it. It's an easy option. He's a Premier League player. And he will. I think he can be, like you said before, he can be a player who is a nuisance that other teams don't like, that fans can get behind, and fresh start, bigger club. We'll see how he gets on. He's better than what we've got right now, which isn't always the standard to
not the barometer
to throw at people, but.
Would it be fair to say, though, he's at Brighton, who don't score a lot of goals anyway, and yet he might be part of it. He did better at Brentford. But would it be fair to say that if he's in a side with someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's going to take knocks and flicks, knocking stuff down to him and things like that, he would get more opportunities and get in round the sides and stuff. And
to be honest, it is hard to say, because Brighton, in the last couple of years, have made a lot of chances. I mean, one of the things that they were criticised for was not taking their chances.
His XG's low, though, in terms of what they create for him. So maybe they create it as a team, but they don't create it for the strikers. So Danny Welbeck played 3 games and scored a goal, yeah. Brighton just don't. Their strikers don't score, other people score, which is a way of doing it. It's fine. I'm just saying, who knows? He might be more effective. He might literally become the number 2 striker at Everton. He's better equipped than Rondon, isn't he? Because he's younger and he's more mobile, and he's just turned 26 last week. So he's at that age where you want more consistency. And let's be clear, he's not playing for Brighton because he won't sign a new contract with them. It's not because they don't want him. They offered him a new contract, he turned it down. So he obviously wants to move on. for whatever reason. So
let's have a little look at his numbers. So from last season, he played 32 games, scored 8 goals, 2 assists. Just you explain these next ones, Baz.
Well, the pressures are how much he presses from the front, and he's on the 9th. It's 18.58 presses per game he's doing, which is puts him on the 90th the 80th percentile. So, you know, in the top 20% for working off the ball. Counter presses are when they've lost the ball. So he's averaging 4.39 per game, which is lose the ball, go and chase it. He's on the 95th percentile, so the top 5% of strikers for that. And obviously, the average is 2.08 shots per game, which is around about the halfway stage. So he's got to improve shots per game. Strikers should be aiming 5, 6, 7 shots at every game, because you want to increase your chances of scoring, don't you? So, and again, that might be because Brighton do play a very distinctive style. I'm not saying he's going to come in and all of a sudden he's Romelu Lukaku, because he's not shown that in his career so far. But he was decent at Brentford, which is why Brighton bought him. And I think he's been a good striker for Brighton. He's got 10, 8 and 8 in their 3 Premier League seasons. Yes, he's not prolific, we know that. But then if Dom gets back to being fit and is as good as what he's been, which is 15 plus goals, and he's getting you 10, then you're almost replacing Richarlison's goals there, aren't you? Putting goals back into the team. Everton still need another couple, in my opinion. We need another striker. Breuer would be great, even though he's a bit of a gamble because he's not exploded yet. But he's one I think Everton could work towards keeping, you see. And he's on 20. And Everton may even, if they did sell Anthony Gordon, may even add another attacking midfielder or whatever to try and bring something else. So it's not the one that everyone's going to be going, getting out to get a Maupay on the back of my shirt type thing, but we've needed a striker.
What I would say is, though, just looking at those numbers there, you can tell he's someone who works hard from the front. And, you know, what we've seen in the last few games is, you know, clearly, when we didn't have a striker up there, there was nothing sticking. With Rondon, it's clear that he gives us a shape, but then offers very little else. So having a player who works hard, goes into the channels, is prepared to pressure defenders and all that kind of thing, allowing, you know, bringing other players into the team, into the game and that kind of thing. I think that's what they'll have been looking at, the work rate and what he adds to the team overall. Hopefully he gets goals as well, and hopefully, you know, it all works out. You can never tell for anyone, as you just said there. You bring some players in who've got great records and they don't do nothing. You bring other players in and they thrive in the environment of being at Everton. You know, you mentioned Naismith there, and obviously he had a very, very slow start, and then once he sort of got his, you know, teeth into it, he suddenly become someone that everyone loved, and actually when we sold him, we lost a big part of you know, not only the team, the squad, but what it means to be an Everton player in a way, just everything around him.
Look at Richarlison, sure 5 goals for Watford. He come to Everton and hit double figures and got more. So I'm not saying that he's going to do the same, obviously, but he can thrive. You never quite know. But Frank Lampard says something really telling, and it's not about just bringing anyone in. They've got to improve the squad, and it's not just about looking at. You've got to look at everything. Everton will have looked at him, and his numbers have probably come out and gone, actually, he's for what we want,
what's available.
He's a decent option, and I think he can improve us. So
there you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on Neal Maupay. Is he someone that you are looking forward to seeing, or someone you think we should have stayed well clear of? Let us know your thoughts. The link is for Toffee TV Premier is in the description if you want more exclusive videos, and it'll be on the screen in a moment. Thanks for watching. See you later.